Attention passionate Buffalo, BILLSFANS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Buffalo Bills' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Buffalo Bills fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Buffalo, BILLSFANS. Let's get to the news all right. Bills Mafia, buckle up because what I'm about to tell you might be one of the most seismic shifts we've seen in the AFC East in recent memory. Rumors are swirling, and I mean intense whispers coming straight from insiders like Diana Rossini, that the Cleveland Browns, currently sitting at 4-9 and completely in tank mode, are actively exploring a blockbuster trade involving their star pass rusher, Myles Garrett. And if this trade goes down, it could be a game-changer not just for the Browns, but for the Bills, the AFC East, and the entire playoff landscape. It's an audacious move, a bold gamble by Cleveland, and it might just reshape the division for years to come. Now hold on because I know what you're thinking. Myles Garrett, a guy who's built like a titan, a true beast on the edge, might be heading out of Cleveland. That's right. The rumors suggest that Browns are open to trading Garrett in exchange for a first-round pick in the 2026 NFL Draft and pass rusher Gregory Rousseau. Why? Well, Cleveland's defense is leaking like a sieve, allowing an astonishing 155 rushing yards per game. They're prioritizing assets to bolster their offense, specifically targeting draft picks for wide receivers and freeing up cap space, around $15 million, to extend Amari Cooper. It's a classic rebuild move, but at what cost? Trading away a franchise-defining pass rusher like Garrett might seem risky, especially considering his impact and consistency. But here's where it gets fascinating for Buffalo. Our defense, which has been dominant at times but also a bit leaky, especially after the injuries to Daquan Jones and Shaq Lawson, could benefit immensely from a player like Garrett. The Browns are eyeing a rebuild, and their defense, which is giving up over 145 rushing yards per game, needs serious reinforcements. Garrett, with his resume, can be the disruptive force that turns the tide. Think about it, a pass-rush duo of Garrett and Von Miller, combined with our interior guys like Ed Oliver, could elevate our front to new heights. The potential for a plus 40% reduction in rushing yards allowed per game, dropping from 145 to around 87 yards, is not just a fantasy. It's a real possibility with Garrett anchoring the edge. Now, let's talk about Garrett's profile. At 28, he's still in his prime, a true edge titan with a career total of 105 sacks, over 500 pressures until September 2025, and a 14-sack season in 2025 that saw him dominating in 13 games. His PFF grade hovers around 93. Won this year, and he's got a pass rush win rate of about 27%. That's elite. His ability to force fumbles, 6 so far in 2025, and his EPA per snap of -0.15 highlight how impactful he is every time he hits the field. And don't forget his Week 11 performance against the Bengals, 4 sacks, 12 pressures, and 2 forced fumbles. That's borderline game-changing. Garrett's career has seen him rack up 10 interceptions and a 32% run-stopping win rate, making him a versatile and disruptive force. Injuries in 2025, like a knee issue early on, haven't slowed him down. He's been resilient, registering multiple games with 2 or more sacks and adding 5 pass deflections. For the Bills, acquiring Garrett would be like adding a new dimension to our pass rush. In 2023, Von Miller has been solid with an 86. 5 PFF grade and 8 sacks, but pairing him with Garrett would elevate our duo to a whole new level. Think of the combined pressure rate, which currently sits at about 25%, but could soar to 35% or more with Garrett's addition. The effect on our defense would be staggering, potentially reducing the run game success and forcing quarterbacks into tighter windows. It's reminiscent of the legendary Reggie White and Bruce Smith pairing in their prime, a duo that could dominate the trenches and set the tone for a formidable Bills defense. Now, some skeptics might say, hold on, trading away an all-pro like Garrett could weaken Cleveland's rebuild. That's a fair point. Cleveland's defense is leaking yards and needs a reset, but the perceived risk is countered by the potential reward. The Browns are prioritizing assets for their offense and cap flexibility, and Garrett's trade value is sky-high. Plus, as Adam Schefter has highlighted, There's tension around contract negotiations with Garrett, a situation that could push Cleveland towards making a bold move to avoid a holdout and further contract disputes. This is a chess move for Cleveland, and if it plays out, it could leave the Browns scrambling and the Bills capitalizing on the chaos. And let's not forget the impact on us, the Bills fans. If this trade happens, it would be a huge boost for our Super Bowl aspirations. Garrett's addition would significantly tighten our front seven, allowing us to stuff the run more effectively and pressure the quarterback relentlessly. It's the kind of move that could cut our allowed rushing yards in half, boosting our overall defense efficiency. And with our current injuries on the defensive line, Daquan Jones and Shaq Lawson out with Achilles injuries, adding Garrett could be the piece that finally pushes us over the top in the AFC. Our offense, led by Josh Allen, would benefit immensely from a defense that's more aggressive and disruptive. Short fields, more turnovers, and increased pressure on opponents' offensive lines are all within reach. In terms of the playoff picture, the odds for the Bills getting to the Super Bowl are already looking promising, hovering around +1-0 according to BetMGM. But imagine if we add Garrett. That number could skyrocket, making us a true trench kings of the AFC. Simulations show a roughly 20% increase in our chances of winning big games against top-tier teams like the Chiefs, especially if Garrett's pressure turns into game-winning plays. Think back to the Browns' upset victories in 2023 against the Steelers. Pressure, turnovers, and clutch plays that shifted the momentum entirely. Garrett has that kind of potential in big moments, and with the right scheme, he could be the X-factor for our playoff run. Of course, we have to consider the bigger picture. Cleveland's move to trade Garrett might be controversial, but it's a calculated risk. For the Bills, it's an opportunity to strike while the iron's hot, to bolster our defense and make a serious push for Super Bowl glory. The AFC is stacked, no doubt about it, but with Garrett in the mix, our chances of dominating the trenches and controlling games increase exponentially. It's about setting the tone early in the playoffs, and adding a player of Garrett's caliber would send a message to everyone. The Bills are here to contend and won't back down. So fans, keep your eyes peeled because if this trade goes through, it's going to be one of those moves that defines the season. The Bills are always about making bold decisions, and this could be one of the biggest. We're talking about a potential shift in the AFC power structure, a move that might push us closer than ever to that elusive Super Bowl title. We've seen how a dominant pass rusher can change a team's destiny. Think Khalil Mack in 2018, when the Bears suddenly became a nightmare for offenses. Garrett could do the same for Buffalo, transforming our defense into a nightmare for any quarterback that dares step onto our field. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Buffalo Bills news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. So what do you think, Bills Mafia? Is this the move that takes us over the top? Are you excited about the possibility of Garrett donning the Bills jersey and wreaking havoc in the AFC? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion really matters to us and to the future of this team. I know I'll be watching every development closely, and I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for all the latest Buffalo Bills news. This season is shaping up to be one for the history books, and if this trade happens, it might just be the key to finally reaching that Super Bowl stage again. Let's keep the faith, stay loud, and keep pushing forward, Bills fans. We're on the brink of something special, and I can't wait to see how it unfolds.